What is going on, guys? It's Levi here with Sue Automotive. Today we are going to be doing the brakes on my 1986 Mazda RX-7 FC3S. We are going to go from the regular stock brakes to a drilled and slotted rotor pattern with some new Wagner brake pads as well. So let me go ahead and get everything started, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, we're back now, and we're going to go ahead and take off the caliper bracket, the brake pads, and the rotors, and go ahead and get them switched out. So we have one bolt here that's going to be a 12 millimeter. We just, wrong way. Just crack him loose. There we go, much better. So 12 millimeter here, loosen him up. He doesn't fit, so we have to move him out, pull him out. He should slide right off, but he doesn't. He doesn't because I'm hitting right here on my e-brake cable, and I can't slide him out enough down here because the brake pads and the rotors. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just put him back down there. And we have two bolts on the caliper brackets back here. We're just going to go ahead and take those off. And we're going to take the whole assembly off as one piece. This one. Two. And then this whole thing should just come off as one whole piece. Let that hang right there for a second. And now for the rotor. The rotor has a screw right there. It's a Phillips head screw. Okay. And we're going to attach an attachment to my gun. And it just comes off real easy. Just like that. Now, it's all rusted on there, so what I It's all rusted on, so you take a hammer and you just kind of tap. Oh, I'll take that back. I have two screws in this rotor. There you go. That's the second one. Didn't even see it. Still rusted on, so you take the hammer, one want to come out. There it goes. Take them off, and you throw them away. What I like to do is I like to spray some stuff right here and just clean off where the rotor sits. That way, you got a nice smooth finish. You ain't got to worry about the rotor not sitting on there flush. A nice little spray. One more scrub. Get a rag and wipe off all the excess cleaner and liquid rust. Check my little clips. Alright, now it's time to put on the rotor. And there we go. Pops right on. What I like to put on is I like to put on some thread locker. You don't have to, but it's a little added safety. You just put a little bit just right here on the threads. And what that does is it acts almost like a glue. And it allows you to not really have to worry about this bolt ever coming back out on its own. It goes inside the threads, and it, like the name implies, it locks it in. So that way you don't have to worry about these coming back off, and then you have a whole bunch of you just have a bad time with your brakes. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have to put the new brake pads in the bracket But while we're also going to do that, we're also going to paste the slide. Paste the slide. That way we don't have to worry about it seizing up and then also having a very bad time with the brakes. You also want to paste the brake pads. Helps cut down noise. Also allows the pad to slide very easily inside the brake bracket. And of course, you do that on both of them. And we take the bracket, put our pads in there. Got them in there. Just slide our Before we do that, I still have to compress the caliper. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like they turn. Special tool in here. There we go. Special tool right here. The special tool right here fits right into these grooves, and you just essentially screw the caliper back to the beginning. all the way back down. And we are going to go ahead and paste the inside of the caliper just where the outside pad touches. It helps with noise. Now we're going to put the caliper bracket and slide back in its home. Then we are going to slide the caliper bracket with the brake pads. Back on. Of course, we're going to want to put some thread locker on this as well. Same with the bottom one. You don't need to colt the whole bolt, you just need to put a little bit on there. Seem to be having an issue. that in. Well, apparently we don't have this one in. Quit being a pain! There we go. Now for the caliper bolt to the caliper bracket. Put some thread locker on that as well. For some added safety. By the way, the bolts for the caliper brackets were a 14 millimeter. And there we have it. Brand new drilled and slotted rotors on the rear with some new Wagner QS brake pads. I have dealt with Wagner in the past. They are a really good brake pad. I don't know if they're the brake pad I want to go with on this car, but I will give them a shot, and I will do a review on it after a couple of miles of driving, letting you know if they're quiet, if they're loud, if they stop well. Same with the rotors, because of course you can't just blame everything on the pad. It could also be because of these rotors that I got from Chrome Brakes. So, yeah, so alright, that's the rear. Just gotta do the same thing on the other side, of course, with hopefully you don't have as much of an issue as I had. And then we'll go ahead and I'll get the front set up and ready to go. Alright guys, we are back and we are going to be doing the front pads and rotors now. Something I did notice, I am missing the spring that it goes right here, and what that does is that helps separate the pads from the rotors so you don't have any like abnormal wear. Based on what I'm seeing on my pads right now, it doesn't look like it, I guess, like it affects it too much, but no big deal. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and take this spring clip out. You just take a screwdriver, you just kind of push right here, and it just kind of pops off right there. You just pull it out of your little slide pins. There you go. Then you want to spread your pads. Now, typically I wouldn't do this, but because of the fact that we are changing the pads and the rotors, it doesn't matter too much. Actually, you know what? First, I'm going to pull these pins off. Pull these pins out. One pin, two pin, I'll go ahead and spread the pad out, compress the caliper, use this to hold it down. Go ahead and do this side now. Go. Pull him out. Put these guys away. The one with the, I guess the noise, the pad wear indicator goes on the inside. Okay. Now that we got it compressed here, there's going to be a 17mm bolt here and right up here. And what that does is that holds the caliper to the spindle. And we're just going to bust those loose. That is one. That is two. He comes off. We're going to set him right back here on the lower control arm, so we don't put any stress on the brake lines. We're going to go ahead and take him off. Same thing, just like the other side, or just like the rear. You got two bolts here, Phillips head. Come off relatively easy. There you go. And the front rotor just slides right on, super easy. There we go. Now it is time to put the new rotor on. Here we go. Find the right side. Here we go. Don't forget your thread locker. Just a little bit will do. Start that real quick. There we go. And now for the second one. That's done. Now we want to go ahead, put some thread locker on the caliper bracket bolt, or caliper bolt, I guess is what you can call it, because it doesn't really have a bracket. The caliper itself screws to the spindle. Got that started. Now time for the second one. There we go. Take your 17 millimeter again, tighten it down. Alright, got that nice and tight. Next thing we do is we go ahead and paste the brake pads. I'm going to paste just the edge right here so that it helps smooth out the transition between clamped and not clamped, so it doesn't get locked up and cause some bad brake wear. And this one goes on the outside. Like I said, the one with the noise indicator, the brake wear indicator, goes on the inside. We're going to put some on here as well. And it goes on the inside. Just slides right in. And we want to take our slide pins, loop them up. You do not have to do this. This is just something that I feel like makes things a lot easier. Makes it easier for when you go to replace your brakes again in the future, but it also allows another point where it slides. Allows for an easier install, and allows the brake pad to not seize on the pin itself and then get stuck and then have premature brake wear. Alright. Now all that's left to put the spring back in. You just do the complete opposite. You find the hole, you turn it. On this hole here, turn it. Slide that into place. And there you go. It's all done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the tires back on all four wheels. And then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with the wheels on and it's all on the ground. And tell me what you guys think. Okay? Be right back. Alright guys, now this is the final product right here. As you can see, in my personal opinion, they look a lot better than the stock brakes. Now, the gold that's on the actual surface will not actually stay there. The minute I do my first brake application, it will disappear. But everything else that the brake pad does not touch, that will in fact stay gold. I more than likely am going to have to clean a lot of it because of the fact that gold is, you know, somewhat of a light color, so it will hold dirt. It will show dirt a lot. So that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to either here or here to take that poll and tell me what you guys want to see me do for the 100 subscriber challenge. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and yeah, till next time.